Hi guys. So it's very rare that I scroll through the help wanted ads for nurses. I don't think that it's ever really a fit it that it was ever a fit for me. I think that I was a very good, safe nurse and a competent nurse, and I think that you can make yourself good at anything you want to be good at. If you're a disciplined person and you are somewhat smart, you can go learn any skill and make yourself do it. But it doesn't mean that you really love it or that it's your fit. But you know, I my sales this week are down to on the scrolling 30 days. I mean, I haven't had my sales come in today yet, so you can't go by that. But as you know, like what, 10 days ago or something, I posted that my week was $2,500 for the week. Right now on my scrolling 30 days, it says 1,400. And it's because my listing has been intermittent. Yesterday I listed 20, I listed 10 the day before, and it's good stuff. It's not really stuff I compromised on, but, I don't have any listings going up today or tomorrow yet. And I'm here, obviously, in a hotel. And I spent about what, $125 for last night plus gas money. So I'm already about 170 in, and I haven't even got to the binge yet. Um, and then for the first few minutes, I couldn't even check the road report. The servers are down because so many people are trying to, see if they can go places. You have to look at, even though Wyoming is a really small place, Interstate 80 is a huge thoroughway to, from west to east. And I saw truckers trying to go the other way, and the whole interstate, every time there's an exit, it's just lined for miles off the exit with truck drivers waiting to get their job done. And so the impact to commerce is just crazy when these storms come. But so, like I said, I wouldn't say I don't get discouraged very much. I think that I have to fight discouragement a lot just with my travel and everything else. But when the sales come in each week, it kind of counteracts that. But when, I'm struggling to get my inventory for like 6 weeks at a time, 6 weeks in a row lately. um, I am just really, I'm not gonna lie, I scrolled some of the nursing things, and I'm looking at what I can make by just getting out of bed and walking down to my little tiny nursing home there in town, and not doing this, or doing this just very, very, very part-time. And not depending on the money. Selling on eBay is one thing, but being a full-time eBay reseller in a very remote place is difficult. So I'm not going to lie, I've had some discouraging moments this last week. Um, but what I'm going to do is, I do know that normally, I'm $500 away from having inventory that lasts me for 2 or 3 weeks. I just have to pick myself up, wait for this storm to be over. I'll do the best I can while I'm here. And then I'll fix this problem. If I don't fix this problem this weekend, I will fix it next week. The problem with doing it now is that I think my roads in Wyoming are going to open. It says 8 to 10 hours. Now, yesterday, it kept saying 10 to 12 hours. We're going to open it. And then the wind just comes up. So it's not their fault. There have been some severe, severe weather-related accidents um, on that stretch of I-80. And there are some that haunt you, entire families that um, went out there and the roads were open. And this was more like 10 years ago, before they started being really strict with shutting the road. And so, two, they could open the road if it's, you know, it sounds like I'm saying it, but I did not know how to drive on these roads till I had the experience and learned the hard way. When I was in high school, I was driving an old Mercury Montego, and it was purple. Just not that that matters, but it was a purple car, old, car. And I did not know what black ice was. I had no experience with it, and I ran off the road into the median. Thankfully, I'm alive to talk about it. But people, if you're not raised in Nebraska or Wyoming or whatever, it is something that you have to learn, and you can't necessarily always see the ice, and you just learn over time to be more cautious, and then you can kind of feel it once you drive on it all the time. And then winter tires are important. And so I'm not saying anything about anyone else. It's just an experience thing. It's like me trying to live in Florida with hurricanes. I have no experience. I would not do the right thing. So it's not putting people down. It's just that we do get people out there who are on a trip. They're trying to get back east, and they just they have a Subaru. A lot of times they have a Subaru, and, they think, well, I can handle this. And um, they will, just run right off the road because it has less to do with your car and more to do with your tires and your speed and everything. So, anyway, there are huge deadly accidents on this stretch from, people who just aren't careful. So I don't want to get out there and be amongst people who just, speed right by me. I'm a very daring driver. Like, I want to get where I'm going to, but I don't want to kill myself or someone else. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is, my husband today, he will keep an eye on the roads for me. That's why he looks like he doesn't help in the business, like you've never seen him. I'll have him come on sometime. But he does all this like grunt work stuff that people don't know. Like today, he's going to take his time and watch the roads and help me get home, hopefully safe, or tell me, nope, you're stuck there for 2 more days. And that's fine. If I'm stuck at the bins for 2 more days, it's fine. I think it's just, I mean, I come to Denver for 3 days at a time all the time. So that's why I don't even know why I'm frustrated, because I do this all the time, but it's more on my own time. I've scheduled my listings to go up. So when I'm here, I'm like, yeah, I got this under control. My listings are going up every day, and I'm at the bins, and it's kind of like 3 days off, and you're in Denver. And so I'm here doing the exact same thing I'm going to do today, like all the time, except that it's really frustrating because I didn't get any listings up. So what I'm going to do is, if the weather is too bad to get home, um, then I will list in the hotel. I've done it for years, off and on, many times, and I don't like it because I didn't. I do have my ruler in the car because I take measurements in my photos, in my photos of the stuff. So I got my ruler, and plus Home Depot's down the street. So, I would go buy another ruler. I did not bring my background is the problem. And yeah, it's kind of too wild of a carpet. So I don't know about that bedspread. What I will probably do if I end up stuck here is I will run to Walmart or Hobby Lobby and get another background because I've been wanting another one anyway. I've been wanting a gray one, so this is a good excuse. I'll just go buy another background. And so yeah, the thing is, there's a storm coming to Denver. So when I drove up, it had flashing lights and said from Saturday at 5 p.m. till Monday, not tomorrow, but Monday, um, treacherous weather or whatever it said, hazardous weather outlook. So, excuse me, guys. So I am honestly kind of riding on discouragement the last couple days. I think that this is a very simple, peaceful business if you run it right, and if you just get the stuff, type it in, get the stuff, type it in. There isn't a ton of thought after, 23 or 24 years of me doing this. that I have to go back and forth on, and be stressed about. I know that you got to list this stuff. And if I do that, then my sales come in because I'm kind of careful what I buy. But, this thought process of just having it in your mind, like, should I be in the car right now? It's been pretty stressful. But anyway, guys, I'm going to pick myself back up. I'm going to go to the bins on a Saturday. Now, my husband and I came 2 Saturdays ago, and it was much busier than it had been. But today's going to be kind of snowy and stuff, so I'm just hoping that people can't come. I'm hoping that I'm the weirdo who drove 2 extra hours from Wyoming, plus I was already in a different town in Wyoming, but I drove 2 more hours from where I was safe with visiting with my mom. There just isn't enough supply there either. Um, to get me by. So, anyway, I'm hoping today in 4 to 5 hours to get about 150, 200 items and still be kind of happy with what I got. I do think that I'm going to have to start picking up some items that I'm only going to net $8 to $10 on. So, my average sale price right now is $34.67, and that's including shipping because I don't have. I mean, they add the shipping in, I guess, whether you have free shipping or not. So 34.67. Then sometimes my shipping is $9.75 because it's heavy stuff. So let's just go with $10 off of there. So 24.67 is the item price itself, and then with the eBay fees, and I do run promoted and I do a lot of those things. I'll be talking about that in another video because I've had some comments about you have such high coupons and everything else. And I'll explain why. But so even if you take a promoted and a coupon, I'm still making $15 on many things because people don't use my coupon really as much as it seems. They use my promote. I think my promoted gets caught up in there quite a bit. I would say 1 out of every 2 sales is promoted, so that's 10% right off the top. But my coupon gets used very intermittently, even though it's showing on every listing. So, I'm used to netting, $17 here and there, especially on the first class items. And on the hard goods, some of the hard goods sell for $100. And then, so I'm used to a pretty high, pretty fast flip too. And so I hate to bring that down. On the other hand, I have an empty car right now, kind of empty. I've got my suitcase and, computer and all that. But so I'm going to start working on what I talked about a couple videos ago, where I have that extra 2 to 3 thousand a month coming in on items that I only net like $7 on, which for me are Nike sweatpants, Adidas joggers, Aeropostale joggers, any kind of joggers right now with the tapered leg and the cuff, um, and J. Jill, in bigger sizes. Ann Taylor, not Ann Taylor Loft or Ann Taylor, whatever the other one is, but Ann Taylor. I can, on a jacket, I can net, sell it for 25 plus shipping. I can net, 8, and they all flip pretty fast for me. Ralph Lauren, anything flips really fast for me. But I've been trying to stick to more substantial pieces, but then I'm just short. And so I would rather have 15 to 20 good pieces a day and then 10 extra where I'm netting $7 to $8. That's like an extra $100 a day versus spending more money coming up here and also listing 10 items a day when I can easily list 30. I can in my sleep list 30 because of being on Tech and Sports and Chris's mentoring group. They teach you how to list very fast, and I could list 50 a day, honestly, if I did not have to spend so much time sourcing. So I'm thinking I need to be a little less picky, and what I'm going to do is wash that stuff and put it away, and it will be only when I'm short of stuff or it's going to cost me a lot for another trip. I'm really not willing to replace what I'm doing well at with that stuff. And I'm certainly not willing to compromise on my sell through because it has to be popular stuff because I just can't afford financially to even pay 50 or 60 cents an item and just hold it for 6 months to a year. I can't really do that in my business model. Not with trying to build this with cash. Now I could do it with using a lot of my business credit and just, use it, pay off what you can, go back and forth. And I'm honestly not against that. I've done that with Amazon for years and years, and I paid it off, and it was fine. And as long as you keep it going and nothing happens, then you can keep that model up. So anyway, guys, it's going on 15 minutes of talking. It's 6:02 on a Saturday morning, which I'm up pretty early anyway. There are those nice weeks where I work really hard for 5 days, everything lines up, and I have Saturday and Sunday off. My listings are scheduled, and that's what I'm aiming for. Let's hope that a week like that hurries up and comes back. But I do think that people get into this reselling thing, and not everybody lives in the mountains. So my story I think is a little bit extreme. I think that what I did yesterday too, I didn't just look for jobs. I looked at apartments here near the bins, and I can get a very nice apartment for like $12.95. That would be a studio. For like another 100 you can get, it's like 1400. And then of course utilities and stuff, and they do take small dogs. So there's a part of me that thinks that when I get this business up to, or this store, eBay store, up to 12 to 15,000 a month, which I've had it there before, um, I just couldn't hold it. I just didn't have the systems to list enough. And now that I've been on this mentoring group, I can list plenty. So I just wasn't fast enough at listing and didn't understand the concept of, you know, um, a lean process where you systematize your business. And now I do. I understand that your feet have to stay in one place, and it's just like a machine, and you can actually list a ton of stuff in a short amount of time. And Chris Lynn, I sound like I'm advocating him. I don't get any money for it at all. I just really, it's helped me a lot. Um, but anyway, when I get the business back up to that, I'm thinking, um, I mean, I could invest in that. The business would pay for the entire thing. And then just, when you're paying for something, you use it and then just come straight up to the bin, stay 2 nights a week, you know. But the problem is in the summer, I don't really need to stay, I can come up. Garage sales are all over the place up my way, and estate sales, and there's just stuff coming out of the woodwork. So for 3 months out of the year, I certainly don't need an apartment up here. Not that I couldn't come to the bins and use it too and do that on top of the garage sales, but um, so there's a certain portion of the year, really, I would say 8 months out of the year, I don't need an apartment up here because I can, get back. I can leave at 4 in the morning from my house, come up here, work, and then, especially if my husband's with me, we trade off. Each one of us takes a short nap during the day sometime, or I take a nap in the morning when he's driving, and I drive later at night when I'm more awake and he sleeps. And so we can do an entire 1 day bin trip and be back home by like 10 o'clock at night, or at least to Laramie, where my daughter and my son live and everything. And I don't know. I was like really looking at all the options yesterday. But for today, it's going to be good. I'm going to go. I'm going to trust God. I'm going to find a bunch of stuff in 5 hours. It's happened to me before. I found the mother load in, one bin. I found like one person just donated tons of stuff. And 2 bin trips ago, I found a PS3, or what is it? No, it's a Nintendo Switch. I found a Nintendo Switch in the bin, in the clothing bin, two or 3 weeks ago on my trip, and then plus all the clothes I got. And I sold that thing for parts because we didn't have the charger and I didn't want to mess with it, but it was way over $100 that I sold that for. And you know, and so I'm just gonna go and trust that I'm gonna find that bin full of stuff like I normally do. And so anyway, guys, sorry to ramble, but I do feel like it's important to show, you know, the other side of it, where if you're living where I'm living and you think you're going to be full time as a reseller, um, you know, you're going to be putting up with some stuff certain times of the year. Even if you live in a nice climate, I still think that driving 3 hours from your home for inventory is something that you really should consider, um, you know, before you do it. There's a lot of wear and tear on my vehicle too. That's why I want to get a lot today, because I don't want to have to come back here for, you know, a week and a half at least, because if you add up the miles, man, you know, it's really hard on your vehicle. So we try to come and spend more money on the hotel rather than wear and tear in the vehicle. So I will check back in with you tonight. We may have a haul video from the hotel. I don't know if I would haul it all in, because that's, you know, that's just too much. I've done that. I mean, if I have to list in here, if I'm stuck here for 3 days, I'll have to list. So I'm hauling it in anyway. So we'll do a haul. If not, I will. There's no shipping video either right now. So I don't know what I'll do for content on my YouTube except give you my sob story of the weather. Pretty soon you won't hear about me talk about the weather. Once spring comes, you know, it's a distant memory. It's, you know, like having a baby. You just forget, and then you love what you do, and it's worth it. And then you remember when you're right back in it again. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and take care. I'll go see what I get today. Bye.